What's going on, people? So, I've been doing a lot of talking. All right, Marvel Masterpiece 92 Platinum, right? Because I've done two hobby boxes of the, what's that, the X-Men 97 from Topps. Did two hobby boxes of the Marvel Masterpiece XLs, which is like the 2016 set, but just bigger. Now I got two hobby boxes of these here, Marvel 92s, Marvel Masterpiece 92s. So yeah, it's a lot going on over here, right? It's kind of weird because I'm just sitting here just talking about whatever comes to mind, which I never really know what I'm going to talk about until I start opening these things, and I just hope that it all works out, you know? When I do like the shoe type things or whatever, it's easy because I already have like a thing and I have to cover stuff. With this, I'm not covering each individual person because it's just time consuming. All right, box number one. Let's see how this plays out. So I am fairly close. This is what it was. Like I knew I had seen something that had reminded me of like the Marvel of the X-Men 97s. I was like, what else was it that had these silver borders? This. And I've opened so many of these. How did I not know that? Anyways, moving on here. So I have I like Namor, and I like these clear ones. So anyways, right? I need a lot of these things, right? Well, actually, not exactly. I need about three more. We'll do this side first. I need about three more for my set, right? Which isn't too bad. And then I need about 15 to 20 more, I think it is, to complete the set that I've planned to give to my cousin. That's what I'm looking at doing, right? Because we used to collect these things when we were younger. And I thought, since I'm going to end up with like a lot of these from all the stuff I've been buying, maybe I'll give her a set and then she can have it for her birthday. And that way I also don't have to go out of my way for getting her a birthday gift so much, right? Because I wasn't intending to build that second set. It's just as I started buying all this stuff and doing the math, I'm like, well, looks like I basically have one. Hey, another clear card. I like these a lot. They're easy to come by, the clear ones, but just because it's common doesn't mean it's anything I'm going to like less, You just like what you like. So I've seen some stuff that's in certain packages that's just like a little more rare. And I thought to myself, oh, well, that's cool that this is so rare, but I don't like it more than I like some of these other things. All right, let's see. Got Nick Fury, a little Daredevil action going on here. I was just talking about him. He's got that new show out, which I plan to start watching soon. Once I get through this whole House of Cards thing, which I was just going all deep into that during this XL video. So in case you happen to be one of those people who watches all of these things, I'm going to skip over that recap because you probably didn't want to hear it the first time, and I'm sure you definitely won't want to hear it the second time. Okay, you got Deathbird here. So yeah, I don't remember who I even need from this set anymore. I just know that I need a lot of cards, and I figured I'm just going to buy this thing, do that, see how this whole thing plays out, right? And then after this, I'll head on over to eBay and see if I can hopefully get some good deals on the last remaining ones. I'm thinking that I might be okay because these seem like they were popular enough that there are a lot of them floating around. All right, half of the box is over. Let's move on to the second half. They seem like they're popular just enough that there are a lot of them out there, and people are probably not really like trying to get every dollar out of you because there's so many. So, you kind of have to bring your prices down. Otherwise, the other person that's also selling that same thing will bring their price down. If you want to make some amount of money, then, you got to do that. So I'm thinking that unlike the XLs over here, I should be able to get some good deals on them. And I'm only looking for like straight basic cards, right? I don't want any of those ones with like the rainbow style or anything like that. I just want the normal. What is this thing? It's like metal, I guess. Metallurgy, right? So that's something. Haven't seen one of those yet, and I've opened a lot of these things. So kind of like those Transformers cards that I got the other day. So that's nice. And then Doctor Strange. I mean, it's one of those things, like I was just saying, that's cool, right? I mean, it's a nice little novelty. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. And I do kind of wish that it was a person that I actually liked more. You know, when you get those special cards, it's like sometimes it's a toss up like that. You look at it, you see, oh wow, this is an uncommon thing, but then it's like it's also a person you don't care about. So then you kind of have mixed feelings. A friend of mine, he got I can't remember who it was, but he does a lot of the e-pack stuff, and he got a printing plate through one of those from some character that he'd never heard of. I didn't know who it was. Well, that's new. You don't see a lot of these purple ones. All right, what is that? So 690. Okay, well I guess it's pink. Whatever. But yeah, it's like. But the thing is, it's one of those what if style ones, you know. But it's like got the, or it's not the what if. There's on what if on these. It was like the variant one where it's got like all the comic style cover to it, but it's also like pink. So you know. And then you got this guy, what is this? Lenticular, I believe is the word for that. And then there you go with that. But yeah, so he got this card of somebody that like neither of us had any idea who it was. The character just looked ridiculous. We're like, well, this isn't even cool looking. It's just nice to have it because it's different, I guess. So you get that thing going on once in a while. Hey, I like this one a lot too. It's one of those ones that I remember seeing a lot in my younger years. And Cage, and then Magneto, and we're just about done with that box, right? So that's going to be the first box. Let's see how this one ends. So far, no complaints out of it, right? I don't think I've had any complaints about the 92s, even because like they give you enough extra stuff in there. It seemed like I get a lot of cool things in these. I think this one might be leather. It felt a little different. No, it's just canvas. But yeah, you get a lot of cool things in here, so I can't complain about these, not even a little bit. Just, I wish they were cheaper. That'd be nice, right? But nowadays, everything's just crazy expensive. Not a huge fan of it, but hey, that's the world we live in. And this, I can't complain about the pricing because I don't need to buy these. Like, this isn't food or water, you know, these Marvel Masterpiece cards do absolutely nothing for me other than entertainment for minutes at a time before they go and eventually find themselves in a binder and will never be seen again, probably. So, just being honest about it, I mean, that's kind of how this whole thing works, right? All right, box number 2. Let's do that. Okay. So, hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can get a lot of the stuff that I need out of here. Because if I don't have to deal with like the eBay people, I'd really appreciate that. Because you know, I mean, it's just the fact that sometimes things go wrong, then you got to deal with that, and you got to make this order, you got to follow up with it, make sure you actually get your stuff and all that. It's not like it's a huge deal or anything, don't get me wrong. This one's one of those pink lasers, I guess. The leader guy. But you know, it's just, I was hoping that I could just get everything I needed right out of just buying the hobby boxes and stuff. And honestly, for the most part, I have, right? Because like I said, I only really needed 3 more cards, whoever those 3 cards are. I might have even got some of those today, who knows? But, you know, when you start wanting a little bit more, sometimes you just gotta kind of go and pay a little bit more, I guess. There's a little bit of convenience that I don't mind giving up a little bit of money to. It's just like anything, there is a breaking point, right? So, like Mojo, big fan of Mojo. Green Goblin here. Has anybody read that, what was that Ultimate Spider-Man, the new series that they kicked off last year? Yeah, Green Goblin's in there, like he's friends with Spider-Man and all this stuff. I guess the tech that's in Spider-Man's suit was actually like Green Goblin Man's tech and all this stuff. So, but yeah, it's been a pretty interesting little ride so far. I'm only like three issues in, but I did go read all that Ultimate Invasion stuff beforehand just so I would have an idea of what was going on with it. Because I saw all these Ultimate things. I'm like, why is Wolverine looking all weird? What is this? I'm like, what is this Ultimate Spider-Man? Why does this Ultimate X-Men look all dumb? You know, all this stuff was going through my head, you know. So then I started looking into it, and since I do have that Marvel Unlimited thing, I'm like, well, let's just go cash in on that. Hey, Nightcrawler, big fan. So I've been reading that to get all caught up. Cool little story, little time travel, Fantastic Four guy, the Tinkerer or whatever his name was. All right, that's the first half, last half, and then we're done. But now I'm reading the issues to see, okay, now that all this stuff has happened, where is it going? And I'm curious to see where it goes, because I assume that they'll start bringing in a lot of the normal characters you expect. I missed something here, right? Yep. Sometimes these cards get a little stuck together. So yeah, I figure sooner or later this is a really cool one too. Like every time I see it, it's like, man, that is impressive. So now I'm waiting on them to start introducing more of the characters and stuff, but you know, you got to do it slow, right? You know, you can't just go throwing everything out there all of a sudden. Gotta let things marinate, build up a story, you know, build the world and all that, as they say. Yeah, you got Professor X here. This one looks slightly different, or maybe it's just me. Oh, it's a red prism, whatever that means. So 48 of 492. So red prism Professor X. Yeah, so sooner or later, I'm sure it'll be just crawling with villains, you know, no pun intended. But I saw it coming, and I had already known that was what I was about to say because the words were already coming out, and I just chose not to avoid it. But anyways, that's the thing I've been reading a little bit lately. And I think I started the Wolverine. Didn't I start the new? Yeah, I started the new series of Wolverine as well. What is this? This seems different. Oh, okay. It's just like the Fantastic Covers version. So it's nothing like special. It's just, I guess it's just my first time seeing that. And then Dazzler. Always a good card to have. I have several of them at this point, so I don't really need any more of them. But hey, I'm a fan of Dazzler. You know, what can I say? All right, so let's see what's going on in this one here. A little Cyclops, so that's something. Yeah, so once again, some cards being stuck together. It's often these. What is it? This one, this time around, it was a leather card. And then you got Cable here. And this is, what is this? This is another Pink Lasers thing. 876, 992 for Hawkeye. Yay for Hawkeye. And that has the same broken up border thing like you see on some of those X-Men 97 cards. Not sure what the deal is there. I'm sure somebody out there in the internet world knows. Feel free to let me know if you want to. And then you got Invisible Woman, some corner box creations, a little She-Hulk, star of what I heard was a terrible show. And now on to the last pack. Let's see what's happening in this one before I go closing things out here. Let's see what we got. So, Nova, Daredevil, definitely a fan of Daredevil. Hey, check that out. It's a clear Electro, big fan of the clear cards, and I like Electro, and then Black Widow. So there we go, from me to you. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you are. After this, I'm going to do a quick little recap to see what all I got out of there, talk about all the special cards, my progress and whatnot. So if that's the thing that you care to see, cool. If it's not, then you can just leave and be done with it. Either way, later, people. What's going on, people? So, quick follow-up on the Marvel Masterpiece hobby boxes, the 92s, right? First off, right here, these three were the last three cards that I needed to complete my set, so that happened. Yay for me, right? And this little stack over here of about, I think it's 17 or so, is for set number 2. So I want to say now I'm needing like maybe, it's 5 or under. I think it's like 4 for that set. And my coworker might have some of those, so I'm just going to ask him, see what he has to say about it. But anyways, these are the special type cards or whatever. So this one right here is one of those battle spectrums, right? Let's kind of talk about it for a second here. I do like Spider-Man and Venom. Pretty cool to have that one. What is this? This is one of those, this is one of those rainbow ones, right? So I guess this one is too. I tend to overlook these things pretty easily because when you're not looking directly into these cards, it's just a thing that you just don't notice, right? So I guess there was a lot of these in here. Yeah. So then moving on from that, well, actually that's one more of those rainbow cards. Moving on from that now, though, what's the lenticular ones? So we got Sleepwalker and Nightcrawler, right? So we got those. A couple canvas cards. So there's that for you. Who's that? Oh, could have skipped that one. Nobody would have cared, right? Oh, Nomad, Red Skull. All right, so there's all the canvas ones. Corner box creations, right? So you always get a couple of those. It's not one that I honestly care for at like one way or the other, but yeah, it's in there. I do like these clear ones though. Like I've said many times before. Try to show you these without stuff behind it, kind of, so you can kind of get the full effect of it or whatever. So we got a few of those. That's the last one with Professor X. Okay. These are leather cards. So got one in there. Another one here. What, two more of those? Something like that. And then that was the last one. No, yeah, okay, that was the last one. All right, sometimes I tell you, it's like these things feel like they're just sticking together, then other times like they're not actually stuck together. So this, what was this? Pink lasers, right? So it's numbered. Show you the number in case anybody's curious or whatever. I don't know if that's a thing that people care to see. I honestly don't know. I wouldn't personally have much interest in it. Just knowing that it's numbered is fine, but seeing the exact number that it is kind of would be a little, I don't know, it just seems a little irrelevant to me. And then the blue one, the blue tracks, right? This was a hollow foil, right? Which I also overlook all the time. I think this was like a pink something or red something, red prism. And so there's the number for it, right? Little red prism going on there. And then finishing off with this metallurgy card for Speedball. So there you go. That's everything from the Marvel Masterpiece Hobby Box. Now next up I'll be doing the blaster, which was very underwhelming. Later, people.